President of the African Development Bank will open the inaugural Africa Investment Forum in Sandton, Johannesburg today. The forum aims to mobilize trade and investment on the continent. Now, for more on the story, we cross live to our reporter Nthakoana Ngatane, who's covering the summit for us. Hey, Nthakoana, what can we expect today?
Well, good morning, Blaine. This is a meeting place for the continent. This is where the continent will unlock its potential. Of course, it's led by the African Development Bank with Gauteng. And we have just seen walk in now the president of the bank, and that is Dr. Adesina. He was accompanied by a minister in the presidency, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, as well as Gauteng Premier David Makhura. We expect them to make statements inside what is called the Africa Room. This is the main plenary here at the investment forum. But of course, the other things that we expect is, to my right, we have places where deals will be made. And this is where the bank and potential investors, as well as African countries, are expected to meet one-on-one and discuss what can be done on the continent. We've already seen the Power Africa present their roadmap that is intended to bridge the gap for intercontinental trade here on the continent. But of course, later on, we will see the president tomorrow delivering the opening address. And these are just some of the things that are happening. We're looking at power, we're looking at infrastructure, we're looking at information technology, we're looking at the creative economy. These are just some of the things that will happen here at the Africa Investment Forum for the next 3 days. Blaine?
Yeah, I guess you put it succinctly. What can be done on this continent? What's the expectation in Nthakoana?
Well, Blaine, remember that the heads of state agreed at the African Union that this continent must come together in what is called a continental free trade area. Now, some of the countries have not signed, but most of them have. And the idea is to make Africa the continent that it is, the leader in the economy in the world. Because if you look at mineral resources, if you look at people resources, you're looking at Africa. And so it is to enhance that potential and ensure that the continent realizes where it should be, which is leading the world. So these leaders who are here today, brought together by the African Development Bank, we know that the president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, is already here. We're expecting other presidents. We don't know yet who are supposed to come here, but we expect those heads of state to sit down with potential investors and actually strike deals, something that we haven't seen happening before. So this is when the president of the bank spoke to Desiree yesterday, you heard him say that this is not just a talk shop. This is a place where people will come out. He came out with a number of about 305 deals that have already been done, and many more will be concluded at this forum here. So this is all in the areas that I've spoken about, from infrastructure to information technology up to the creative economy. Blaine?
So it's basically about, raising capital and closing deals, isn't it?
Absolutely. And as I said, the president of the bank, that is Dr. Adesina, said yesterday that we're looking at something like $250 billion of deals. And of course, I've just spoken to some of the people who are coming from as far as the United States of America, originally from the African continent, and they say that they're taking this opportunity to come back to the continent to ensure that the world realizes the continent not just as a development destination, because that's what it was seen as in the past. Africa was looked at as an aid destination, but the African Development Bank wants to change that perspective. It wants the continent to be seen as an investment destination, a place where business can thrive. But of course, key to that is ensuring that there is good governance on the continent. It's ensuring that there's no more conflict on the continent, so that the people themselves can actually benefit from the deals that are being struck here at the end of the day. Blaine?
Nthakoana Ngatane live for us at the inaugural Africa Investment Forum in Sandton, Johannesburg. We thank you very much indeed for your reporting.